गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल्स। आज हम देखते हैं सेल्सफोर्स ओमनी स्टूडियो डेटा रिपोर्टर्स, जो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है। तो इसके ऊपर आज डिस्कस करते हैं कि क्या होता है ओमनी स्टूडियो। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं। डेटा रिपोर्टर्स इज एन इजी configurable mapping tools in the Omni Studio that enables you to read, transform, and write the Salesforce data. Purpose: data reporters is used to the extract and manipulate the data is a particular output format by users configurable. Even the Apex classes can read, write, and transform data, but they take longer times to create it and maintain. Declarative tools and no code is required to fetch the data from the Salesforce and to write data into the Salesforce. Note, data reporters can access external object and custom metadata. Next, data reporters types. Data reporters types turbo extract retrieve information from the specific the Salesforce object types with the capability to incorporate feeds from related object. It does not support formula and complex feeds mapping. You can filter the data and select the feeds to return default value and transactions is not the supported. There is no output tab, so you can't use mapping to the structure the output custom is John's default value and transactions are not the supported. Next, advantage over turbo and stack. Simple configurations, better performance at runtimes, stack tabs. Specify the Salesforce object that you want to the data reporters to query and the filters that determine the data to be returns from the object and capability to the select fields in the configurable manners. Extract data from the Salesforce object and generate John's XML or the custom format output with the complex fields mapping. Formulas, default value, and transactions are fully supported in this process. Additionally, we have the capability to extract data from one or more object, topically provide the Omni script, interrogations, processor, and cards with the data. They require extract tabs. Specify the Salesforce object you want to the data reporters to query and the filters that is determined the data to be returned from the object. Next, formula tabs. Define a formula you map. It is output to the output as Jones for the stack and transform or Salesforce object feeds for loads. Formula can be disabled by the checking the checkbox is disabled, so formula output cannot be used to in the output path. Output path map data from the extract step S Jones to the output S Jones. Here is the extract S Jones path is the input where data is stored and output S Jones path to the deliver. If for users we cannot mark if has a disable by the checking the checkbox is disabled. Default value can be populated by the giving the input in the default value box. Users can be specify the data in particular format automatically by the configuring with the help of output data type dropdowns. Next, data reporter preview tab takes the output of the option tab. Set advanced option for the executions. You set the advanced options such as a whether to check the user's access permission for the feeds before the executing The data reporters set the platform cage type of this sections cage for data related to the users, and there the login sections or org cage for all the other the types of the data. The type the time to live in the minute setting determine how long the data remains in the cage. Next, data reporters transform data manipulations can be done without access or update a data in the Salesforce formula. Default value are the supported in this process, and having the capability to the convert the SJONs input user the defined format input. The input data can be the structures, restructures and rename the feeds, substitute value in the feeds and convert the data to PDF, sign or the document template the format. Next, transform tabs. Here we can be restructures the SJONs input and rename the feeds in the output JONs path. Data reporters load. Data reporters load have the capability to process data in SJONs, XML and custom input the format and transfer. This data, the Salesforce object, formula, default value are the supported in the process. Object tab. Here you can configure the object to write data in the Salesforce via the configuring. Next, field tab. We can map the data in the fields tab the right in it in the Salesforce. Next, best practice data reporters only extract or load the data needed from one operation. It is recommended to the limit the number of the object to 3 or less. Use relationship notations queries to pull data from the other yes object. Use turbo extract to extract one object. No formula. Use the caching to the store and infrequently access the updated data. Thank you friends. आपको ये जो टॉपिक है ओमनी स्टूडियो एंड डेटा रिपोर्टर्स के बारे में थोड़ा सा जो भी आपके डाउट या कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो सकते हैं इस वीडियो द्वारा, तो आपको ये वीडियो देखना चाहिए। और मेरा चैनल आपको पसंद आता है तो मेरे चैनल को लाइक सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा। मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में। थैंक यू, टेक केयर, बाय बाय फ्रेंड्स।